Today's topic is subject verb agreement. So, what is subject agreement? Subject verb agreement tells us about the ways a subject will agree to its verb. That's what I told you before starting this topic, that your verb should be according to subject. It should be, in agreement with that. Generally, rules of tense are in the category of subject verb agreement. Remember one thing, that whatever you study in tenses, they all come in the category of subject verb agreement also, because in that case you learn where you have to put first form of verb, where you have to put s or es, where you should use has, have or had. So all these verbs you have already learned in the in the topic, under the topic tenses. But apart from those rules which are there in tenses, there are some other rules by which a subject agrees to the verb. And which are those that we are going to study today. As you can see in this box, singular subject means you will use singular verb, means which is according to singular subject. If plural subject is there, you will use a plural verb. For example, just look here. Example is given. Simran is late today. You will not write Simran are late today. Right? You will write Simran is late today. Simran is singular, so verb is also singular there. We are always happy. We don't say we is help, always happy. Why we don't say it? Because we is plural and are is also plural. So both will come together. There will be no use of singular verb here. But we shall study the important deviations from the above two rules. Now, apart from these rules which are mentioned here, we do have few things which we should keep in mind when we are dealing with sentences, so that our subject and verb always in a kind of agreement. Very first rule is, two nouns or pronouns, when they are joined with and word, then it takes plural verb, means you won't use is there. As you can see in example, Ram and Sham, means you do have two nouns here. Ram is noun, Sham is noun. So both nouns are connected, they are joined by using and. But when you use and, now your subject becomes plural. As Ram and Sham go to park, you will not write down Ram and Sham goes to park, because goes verb is used with third person singular. In case if we did have Ram only, then the sentence would be like this: Ram goes to park. But when subject is there, but there are two people, two nouns, then it will use go. Ram and Sham go to park. Next one is, you and I have done this, not has done this, because this is plural now. You and I, two people. So subject is joined by and it needs a plural verb which is have. So we came to know that whenever two nouns are joined with and, then we have to use what? Then we have to use plural verb. Fine. Rule number two. When one of is used with a plural noun, as you can see in the example. Please look at it carefully. One of, these two words, mind this, one of. One of means you are talking about one person out of many persons. But there are many persons, but you are talking about one. So that means you are talking about singular. So if you are talking about singular, then what will happen? You will use a singular verb. One of my friends is sick. You won't use are sick because you are talking about one, and one is singular. Then you will use one of my friends is sick. Then one of the books was stolen. There are many books, but you are talking about your subject is one book. So one of the books was stolen, not were stolen, because all the books were not stolen. There was only one book which was stolen. So whenever you see this phrase, one of, you will always use singular verb. When you were using and, then you were using plural verb. But now you are going to use singular verb because one of means you are talking about one. Then comes next third rule. Nouns that are connected by each and every take a singular verb with them. Again, this is also same thing. When you were talking, when you were saying one of, you were talking about one person. In the same way as you can see in the example, each and every means you are talking about one, one, one. That's it. Each boy was given a prize because each means one, everyone. So that's why singular verb is used. Then every day is a battle here. So now again you are talking about one thing. So the verb will be singular only. As you can see in examples, each boy was given a prize was singular verb. Each day is a battle here is again singular verb. So you can say that out of many things, if you are talking about one thing, then you will use singular. Rule number 4. If two nouns are connected by and. Now this is the rule which is a bit different from your first rule. In first rule, you learnt that if two nouns are joined with the help of and word, then we use plural verb. Now this is opposite to it. If you are joining two nouns with the help of and, but now listen to it very carefully, but are meant for one person or for one idea, then the verb becomes singular. Now remember this point. Although you are joining two nouns with the help of and, but actually they both are talking about one person or one idea, then you are going to treat them as singular subject. Then you are going to use singular verb. As you can see in the example, time and tide waits, not wait, because time and tide both are telling about one idea. Time and tide waits for none. Now we are using singular verb here. Second sentence, for example, is given, the principal and secretary was not there. It means principal is the person who is secretary also. I hope you are getting my point, that if one for one person you are using two nouns, then you will use singular verb. The principal and secretary was not there. It means we are talking about one person. Principal is secretary also. And in that case, we will use a singular verb.